Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you've been well. Today we're kind of kicking it old school, like an old school LLOD tabletop video. We're talking about EDC. I do a lot of EDC videos. If you've watched the channel for any amount of time, I do on-body EDC stuff. I do like kind of truck gear EDC, duffel type stuff, travel EDC. This video is going to be kind of everyday backpack, EDC bag, not a bug out bag, not even a go bag, just kind of an everyday bag. I'm no longer doing web development, so this isn't like my 9-to-5 web development bag, though the LOADOUT definitely is similar to that. I do a lot of photo, video stuff. I'm writing emails a lot. I'm managing some ads now, working up top. I'm doing a lot more computer stuff now, kind of on the go, so I'll go down to up top and maybe need to edit some photos or some videos or update some ads or write some emails or, you know, mess with the website, product, stuff like that. So I'm doing a lot of stuff on my laptop on the go now. So this is kind of an on the go laptop, kind of that type of bag. I do a lot of photo video work as well, and that's in a separate Pelican, so I don't have much, there's not much overlap, but we'll talk a little bit about that. But in this video, we're gonna walk through the entire loadout. I'm gonna take out every single, it's gonna kind of be a pain for me, I'm gonna take out or at least show every single piece of gear that I have in the bag. And then this bag, if I'm timing this video right anyway, this bag should have just been dropped. So this is the new Vertx backpack, the Urban Ghost, I believe it's called. If they didn't change the name on me. And this is the 20-liter backpack. Right now, I'm sure there will be more. Well, I'm not sure. I don't know anything, actually. There may be more bags later when you watch this. But as of right now, there's the 20-liter backpack and the 10-liter sling. And they come in 3 colors, I believe. This is kind of a light gray, kind of slightly sage green. This is kind of a more tan, brown, kind of dark earth, and then they have black. So the ethos behind these I work with Vertx, you guys should know, very open in my relationship. I have some of my own last line gear, flannels and whatnot, and that line will kind of continue to expand. But I also help them with some of their other stuff as well, beta testing and trying out. And this is actually just, they send me a lot of stuff, and sometimes I just try it out and give them feedback, and sometimes it integrates into my life, like completely genuine. I don't have to use their stuff. This bag is my new EDC bag. So it used to be the Ready Pack. A long time ago it was the Gamut, and now it is actually this bag. I kind of wanted to try to make this little cute little guy work. I like the idea of a really, really small bag. It's just a little bit too small, and the compartment wasn't quite big enough for my MacBook Air 13-inch, which is what I use desktop at home and on the road, and when I travel I use a MacBook Air 13 or an iPad Pro 12.9-inch. So you'll see those in this bag here. This isn't quite big enough for that. So anyway, a good option for someone that has a smaller, like maybe an 11-inch Ultrabook or something like that, and you need a really small solution. That's a pretty slick little bag. Anyway, I think I started talking about it. The ethos of these bags are kind of just to blend in. That's the whole name, the Urban Ghost, to just kind of like disappear. This looks like, you know, a bag that Nomadic or some other kind of brand like that might make. So doesn't stand out at all, really. Doesn't look tactical, just kind of looks techie. If anything, it's got kind of this smooth coated ripstop nylon. And not a whole lot really going on the outside. On the back, it kind of has, I don't know if you can see it in the video, kind of a really subdued topo kind of stuff. I guess we'll do, the bulk of this video is just going to be going over the contents, but you'll be seeing the bag kind of as we go. So exterior, there's some little spots to tie stuff down, kind of this front handle so you can grab and carry the bag from here, or the regular kind of grab handle up here. There are basically 2 main compartments that have a lot of interior organization, which I love. And then there's kind of a hidden compartment back here. So this is where you could put your armor panel or your CCW back in here. I actually sell a holster that's perfect for that. I don't use it myself because I always just carry on body. I carry on body with an Associate V2, still the 43X. This is available at LLOD.us, but I also sell a holster called the Clinger, which is a Velcro backed. It's designed specifically for kind of bag carry like this. So the Clinger could fit into here. There's Velcro lining on the inside of this compartment and kind of has your fast access zipper there. So you could also just use that for other storage of gear. It's a really thin pocket back here, again, kind of hidden, so you could kind of weasel like a tablet or just flat stuff back in there if you want to, but I don't actually use that pocket for anything. So then there's other than that, there are 2 water bottle holders, thankfully. The gold standard, if a backpack doesn't fit a Nalgene, I won't use the backpack. So this can actually fit 2 Nalgenes. It'll be a little tight in there with, depending on what you have in the bag, with 2 Nalgenes. 1 Nalgene is in that bag. It's certainly at the upper limit of what it can carry, but it can fit a Nalgene. Requirements for backpacks for me are they can't be too big. So this is like a relatively small backpack, and it needs to have at least 1 exterior water bottle, but preferably 2. Sometimes I'll go out with water. Maybe I'll have a protein shake or something else in this pocket. So I like having access when this is just sitting on the seat in my truck, that I can still pull my water bottles out of it or whatever. So then I can just carry it on the bag out to my truck and then take water or whatever out of it. So love exterior water bottle pockets. And then here's where we kind of get into the meat and potatoes of, I don't know, probably what interests a lot of you guys. But the bag's really, I've really been liking it. And part of the reason you'll see right here is because of all the built-in admin organization. Now, a lot of Vertx bags have been moving away from structured admin organization in favor of, they've invested a ton into their Tactigami line, which is these Velcro-backed organization. They have a bunch of different admin pouches. They got little baggies, little pouches, all these little kind of things. So you can really dial in a very specific use case kind of application setup. Just dial it into however you want, which is great for a lot of people. I kind of just like a bunch of little spots to put stuff. So if you were a fan of old Vertx bags, like their old Gen 1 probably Gamut that had a little more built-in admin organization, you'll probably like this bag, which is what I like. I like kind of the built-in admin. So in here, the nice thing is this pocket goes full depth. I'll get into kind of what I have here as well. So it opens up pretty good, but not like all the way. I don't really love the all the way opening stuff for an EDC bag. Like I like it for a bag I'm gonna take on a loadout. I'm talking about you can zip it down and it like basically folds in half because you can really structure that organization. An EDC bag, I don't want to accidentally zip it open all the way when I'm in a meeting or something and have crap fall out on me. So I prefer the kind of half zip style of this. But up here we got a ton of admin organization. We actually got a little bit of a hook and loop here. I don't know if you can see. And then we have a little kind of front strap area and then a rear strap area. This is elastic as well. We got a pocket here, 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 and then another pocket here and here. So we got kind of 3 structured smaller pockets, 2 elastic bigger pockets, and then a big open area down below, and then this zippered pocket here as well. And that's just in this one compartment up here. So I'll just kind of show you what I have. In this compartment here, I have kind of easy access stuff because this is the front panel. This is if it's in the seat next to me and I need to grab something again, just real quick. So I keep AirPods in here and then some kind of camera related stuff in here. I do a little SD card USB-C reader here. I have an extra SD card, micro SD adapter. And then I have this little thing. I'll link to all this stuff down below too. I always do those as often as possible affiliate links, so I always appreciate you clicking those links and buying through there. This, I used to carry around like one of those little Samsung T5 hard drives. This I've swapped to, this is a 1 terabyte thumb drive basically that has a USB-C on one side and a USB-A 3.0 on the other side. I'm data transferring a lot of stuff between my Windows desktop and laptop and iPad pretty frequently, or sometimes I'm grabbing stuff off of other people's computers or whatever. So having the USB-C and the USB-A is actually nice because I still do use some USB-A. So I researched a lot of them, and this is what I landed on. So I keep that in this pocket up there, and then here I keep a lot of stuff through here. So I have a couple USB cables that are just kind of up in here. This is one, I EDC, so I EDC a multi-tool, I EDC my CCW, I EDC usually a Sharpie, a flashlight, wallet, kind of normal stuff. So there's some redundancy here built in. And the theme of this video is kind of like minimal lightweight. Like I'm not carrying big, bulky, like huge flashlights and huge stuff in this bag because I want to keep it relatively lightweight. The other aspect that I always do in bags is that I don't fill it like to where it's overstuffed and overflowing. So I have room to put more stuff if I need to put some jackets, or just I'm bringing something. I need to throw maybe one of my cameras in here because I'm going light or whatever. I have room. I have leftover room in this bag. But all that to say, I keep another flashlight here. This is actually the O light. It's called the O clip. USB-C charging. A nice little handy light. You can kind of clip it here to use as, you know, kind of a pseudo headlamp, or it's magnetic, or you can clip it to your sternum strap on your back. Kind of a versatile little light, and it's small, lightweight, charges with USB-C, which is nice. Some other options. I used to carry a headlamp in my EDC bag because I like using headlamps, but they're just a little kind of bulky. Even a Petzl Zipka or something, which they don't sell anymore, I don't think, is a little bulky. So I kind of just transitioned away to this little light here, but a headlamp is still a pretty good idea. Also, I EDC this light, so I use it as a headlamp quite a bit because I'm almost always wearing a hat. But if you've seen my old EDC bag videos, you probably saw a headlamp, and I've kind of just moved away from that. This is the O-Clip Pro, so this is like a bigger version of the O-Clip. It's still a pretty small light, has all the same features, but it also has basically a spot and a flood and a red light, whereas this is just a flood. I just need the flood for, you know, day-to-day stuff. So I opted for, again, a little smaller, a little lighter weight. Some other options could be like this Claymore cap-on. You can use it in a lot of configurations, kind of a flood or a spot or a red. So it kind of has similar features to the O-Clip Pro, and then it can also kind of freestand, and then it can also clip to a hat bill as well. It's a very tight clip, so you really gotta kind of work it on there. But this is another kind of cool option for you. And it's pretty small, it's lightweight, it's USB-C. I'll link to that below. If you want to step it up, you know, to a Surefire, Streamlight, all those lights are good. They're not quite as... A lot of people crap on O lights because I think there's a lot of people that have taken money to push them. I'm not one of those people. They do send me lights, and I do have an affiliate code with them, but I'm under no obligation to talk about them. I just actually like them for admin use lights, honestly. I carry any flashlight I want. I don't get paid by anyone. But I like a lot of the O lights, and this is another one. I'm only mentioning it because I just got it. It's the Arcfeld Ultra, which has laser and UV light and regular light, and it's kind of stiletto style. Surefire and Streamlight are all making lights of this fashion now, but again, the O-Light has more features, and this one, the build quality is just insane. I don't need a green laser and a UV light day to day, so I don't carry it, but it's kind of a nice option. I'm just talking about it because it would fit nicely into kind of these style pockets. But right now I just use that little O-clip, which is rad. In here I have a 4-inch adjustable wrench. This goes up to a 1/2 inch, so typically most of the things I don't have a toolkit on me or whatever, they're 13 mil or under. So the 1/2 inch, little 4-inch crescent wrench is awesome for that kind of stuff. A little Bic lighter, just in case I need to start a fire, a pen, a Sharpie. I have a little carabiner in here. I keep a couple gallon Ziploc bags, just in case I need Ziploc bag stuff. I keep some emergency cash. Down in this first pocket, emergency cash in case you need to rob me. And then some business cards in this middle of kind of the smaller pockets. I keep actually an extra multi-tool. I've actually been carrying the Arc lately, the Leatherman Arc, but I've been a long time Skeletal fan. I kind of bounce around between the Arc and the Skeletal, and I'll actually just switch them back and forth. I've been using the little scissors on the Arc lately, which have been nice, but I keep a backup multi-tool in case I lost mine or just didn't have it on me for some reason, accidentally left it in another vehicle or on the roof or something. And then I also keep the Leatherman bit kit in here as well. So the bit kit, super handy, has all kinds of bits, and again, the Arc is compatible with the bit kit or the Skeletal. Down in this pocket, I have some of the Velcro zip ties. If you've seen my EDC stuff, you know I like the little Velcro zip ties. They come in like 1,000 pack, and they are good for cable management. They're good for securing little stuff. They're kind of, doesn't matter if they get wet, they're not gonna break or snap when it's cold. They're not permanent. They don't leave residue like tape. I use the little Velcro straps all the time. Then in this pocket is a little kind of boo-boo kit. It has Steri strips. It has butterfly bandages, some regular Band-Aids, and then mostly some pills, diphenhydramine, nausea, and then ibuprofen. And I just buy kind of the individual packs of these and then these little Ziploc bags, and I make these kits and I have them just everywhere, like in every vehicle and every bag. And they're they weigh nothing, and they're super small. And if Ashley has a headache or someone has a headache, I don't get headaches, but most people do. I'll have ibuprofen on tap for them. Here I have some gum in case my breath be stinking, forgot to brush or rushed out the door or something like that. So that's basically all of the admin I have up here. I think I got it all. And then down in this section, I keep some snacks. You could keep granola bars or whatever stuff, preferably that doesn't melt. I keep some of these peak, and this changes depending on if I eat them or not. I've been snacking not as much lately. I forgot to fix my ISO, so I think my exposure's been going up and down a little bit in this video. Apologies for that, but my snacks are different. But these little freeze-dried cookie bites from Peak, I freaking love them. Oh, I was saying I'm trying not to snack as much. I'm kind of trying to do this intermittent fasting stuff. So I used to snack a lot more, and now this is more like emergency food. Sometimes I'll rush out the door off to meet or do a shoot or driving, and I just skip lunch altogether. So sometimes having a snack on hand is good for just a little bit of extra energy, or for the kids or whatever. I still am a Zip Fizz fan, so I keep a couple little Zip Fizzes in here. And then I have this little, I think this is the last thing in this pouch. I have this little pouch. This is just some generic pouch I got on Amazon because it was sized for what I was looking for. Now this is for the comms nerds out there. In this little pouch, I have the Yaesu FT5D. So I have this programmed for all of the emergency frequencies, all of the local repeaters, some other stuff, GMRS frequencies, air frequencies and stuff. So this, I have, most of my vehicles are equipped with ham radio, like bigger base station kind of ham radios, 50-watt units with antennas that are hard mounted on the vehicle. This, I have a BNC, that's a quick detach antenna. And some of my vehicles, I just have a loose end of an antenna that's run through a hatch. I just have the antenna with a magnet base in there. So basically I can use this with a bigger antenna on the roof of a vehicle. This has a real stubby, this is almost a worthless one, but if you're just talking vehicle to vehicle, worth in a couple 100 feet, that's fine. But again, it's the BNC, so I have also one of these BNC signal sticks that just pops right on here real quick, and that is actually a pretty decent antenna. I just keep it kind of folded up in this little area here. So the pouch fits both of those, and that is kind of my radio setup. I put it in here backwards so I don't scratch the screen or anything. And that's kind of the main compartment, so to speak, of this. Then in here I have a USB charging cable for it, and then a second battery as well in this little kind of outside. This thing looks like a little backpack. It's kind of goofy, silly looking, but I liked the pockets were perfectly sized. And then this is kind of funny, but it's like a cheapie. I think I got it as a Costco like 10 years ago. This is a little Uniden FRS radio, actually, not even a GMRS radio, but it's tiny. So it's a very small radio, and even though my FT 5D, I do have it modded to where it can transmit on the GMR, it can transmit on all frequencies are unlocked. So ham radios, you're not supposed to transmit. You can listen, but you're not supposed to transmit on GMRS frequencies because those devices are heavily regulated, but you can unlock them, and in an emergency, you can transmit on them. So anyway, I can transmit in an emergency on my Yaesu, my expensive ham radio. But I have this one more if I had this idea where if there's a scenario, I'm out with my wife or whatever, and we need to separate but still be in communication with each other, cell phones down, maybe I'm like, stay here with the kids, I'm gonna walk up ahead and see if we can get, clear of the road or whatever. I can give her a radio, and I can have just this little cheapy small one in here so we can still communicate. And I wanted basically the full capabilities of my ham radio because I have a network of friends that we're all kind of on the same frequency, so if something goes down, I can tune into that frequency and simplex to them direct. Again, they're kind of all over, and one of them can get a hold of someone else or whatever in an emergency, but also I can talk to all the repeaters. You can do other stuff, APRS and whatnot. I don't utilize the full power of ham radio, but I do utilize some of it. So I like my full-blown ham radio there. So the reason I don't just have two little ones is I want the full capabilities, but then that one can also communicate with this one in a relatively small package. So that is something that I didn't used to carry in my EDC bag, but kind of with how things are going, I kind of, if I'm out in one of my vehicles or riding with a friend or something that doesn't have a ham radio, I want to have those capabilities again because I've built kind of a network of people that I want to be able to communicate with in an emergency, and that's kind of the only way you can do it. So then we'll get into the main compartment here. Now the main compartment is a little more Spartan, but it's lined everywhere with the loop side, the soft side Velcro. So again, if you want to customize this setup, you can with your favorite Velcro pouches or Tactigami, or you could put morale patches or whatever up there. I don't have anything because actually this front area gave as much admin storage as I need. I didn't mention it, but one of the other things that I love is when you can kind of bulk out gear here, because a lot of times in a backpack that doesn't have admin organization, especially up high when it's down low right here, is your bag becomes very fat here, and then it's like empty at the top. So this kind of distributes that thickness. So this bag with, I'll show you everything I have in it loaded out, is only, let's see, and that's with that big chunky radio and that whole big thing of snacks and a laptop and a tablet. We're less than 7 inches tall. I'll do the other measurements here, about 20 inches and about, we'll say 12 to 13 inches. So I like that that's distributed. I like that. I like it a lot. Up here, there's another, again, Velcro line, but there is a little admin pocket up here. I keep basically chargers. So I have a MagSafe Anchor, just like cell phone battery charger, but it has USB-C and USB-A out. So super versatile thing. I can just stick it on my phone and charge it that way. I have, this is a Charge ASAP. I think this was a Kickstarter I funded years ago. I don't know if this is an actual product or not, but it basically is one of the most powerful chargers. It has dual USB-C 100 watt outputs and a USB-A. So this is just plugs into a wall, but then can send high power to devices. I have a couple other cables in here, and then, oh, I also have a cigarette lighter charger, like the USB cigarette lighter in there in case I'm in someone's vehicle that doesn't have a phone charger and we got a low phone or whatever. I like to keep just one of those in there as well. Oh yeah, so the thickness of it I was talking about, so it's my radio, that whole radio pouch, that whole big thing of freeze-dried cookie bites, laptop, tablet. I also have a beanie in here. This is just one of my LLOD fleece beanies. And then I used to always carry a pair of mechanics gloves, but I hardly ever used them. So I opted to just put these little Gorilla, you know, there's a bunch of different brands that make them, these little Gorilla Grip gloves, just in case I need a little bit of hand protection, or need to hide my fingerprints, or need a little bit of warmth. Those weigh next to nothing, compact, and they're just, I didn't use the mechanics gloves I was carrying in my backpack enough because I have gloves everywhere. If you watch my recent truck video, I have gloves everywhere. But I did still want it just in case I needed a pair of gloves. Then in this main compartment, I also have a little Dark Angel med kit. I forget what this one is called, but it's very compact. So this is more the trauma. I have that little kind of boo-boo clear Ziploc bag, and this is more for trauma. So we have a cat tourniquet in here. This just off the side, pull it out, and then this compartment opens up and has, I believe it has seal, yeah, so it has quick clot, vented seals, compression bandage, and some gloves in a very, very compact little kit. Now this one, again, I'll link to it down below. I got a code with them as well. I believe LLOD saves like 5 or 10% off. They're a cool company. We're actually working on, it may be launched already. Well, we're not working on. They were working on, at my request, a kit that Velcros on to the vehicle kind of at your feet, because I love that. So that kit is actually, I think it's live on the website now. I'll link to that if I remember. And I'll link to this one too. But it's actually designed, you can hook it into a Molly panel or whatever. But I just have it. It kind of stays in place because of the Velcro on the cat right at the bottom. So I always know where it is. It's easy to access. I just rip this main compartment and grab it out. So, and it stays exactly where I want it, right here at the bottom. The cool thing about this pack is sometimes I will be dual devicing. Usually I'll just bring one, I'll just bring the laptop or the iPad, but sometimes I'll bring them both, especially if I'm traveling. I like to consume media, YouTube videos, movies, whatnot on the iPad, and then I like to actually work. Still, multitasking is still far superior on a laptop. This has the main padded, elevated from the bottom, so I don't feel the need to run some laptop sleeves, I still run a separate sleeve in it because it's still just like right on the ground underneath, or it's not padded right. Like I just don't feel that the laptop is that protected. This is actually pretty good. The only thing I might add, this is a request for Vertx, is a little Velcro enclosure, because this will still slide off if you open this bag up and your bag is tipped. This will slide out. There's not a way to secure it. So maybe they can release an update that has a little Velcro on there. Technically, I could add a Velcro strip that goes from here to here. I might do. I probably won't though, because I don't care quite enough. But anyway, this is a MacBook Air 13-inch. I don't have a 16-inch, but based on the size, I think it'll fit a 16-inch. So it'll fit, a 16-inch. Probably won't fit a 16-inch in the smaller compartment here, but I have, just for show and tell, MacBook Air 13, iPad Pro 12.9. And so that is the loadout. And like I said, I don't fill my bags up all the way. So I have room, like I could fit two full puffy jackets shoved in here or whatever. So I have a lot of room here still if I want to carry more gear, which is again kind of one of the main ethos of bags. I never want to carry a bag that I can't fit other stuff in a pinch. You know, maybe I'm going somewhere and I need to throw lunch, Subway in here or whatever. I like to keep room available. So I can carry all of that stuff, and that's, if you're new here, that's a lot of stuff. If you're old here, it's actually kind of a trimmed down version of what my EDC bags kind of used to be. I used to carry a lot more gear. Through the years, somewhat less is more. Again, if you're a stranger to the channel, you probably think that's a lot of crap. But for me, it's kind of like less is more in this bag. And so this is a pretty small compact bag that's still, I don't feel like I'm compromising on anything. Very good organization. I wear this around. Nobody thinks anything of it. If this is in the back seat of a car, something nobody's gonna think, oh, there's probably a gun in that bag, right? Like it just kind of looks like a regular bag. So that's the Urban Ghost. Again, I don't know what my favorite color is though, whether it's this kind of more, you guys let me know what the color is, either black or this kind of like slightly green or the more kind of tannish brown. They're both pretty cool options. Anyway, that is my current EDC bag of choice. If you've watched this far, thanks for watching. I have a code. I always have a code. It'll always give you the best discount at Vertx. It's just last line, one word. So the base discount on that is 15% off. But if they're having a sale for 25% off or whatever, use my code because that's tracked, and based on how well that code does, the Vertx is happy and continues to want to kind of do stuff with me. So I always appreciate using my code. And yeah, let me know if there's anything. The only thing I've thought about putting in here, I actually brought it, and I just don't have a smaller one. I buy these by like the 12 pack, these pepper sprays. So again, I'm always gadded up, but not everyone needs a bullet. Or sometimes if I'm out with, you know, say Ashley and she doesn't have one on her, or even if I'm out with my 14-year-old daughter or something and there's a situation, I kind of like the idea of being able to hand off a pepper spray so they have like something, right? So I'll probably get a smaller, just a little, these ones are a little bulky for something I really never use, but I kind of want something. So I'll probably get a smaller pepper spray to put in there. That's kind of the only thing that I'm maybe missing. But maybe I'm missing other stuff. Let me know if you think I am, because these videos are always kind of like I watch them back and I'm editing them and I'm like, oh yeah, actually I should really add that, or I don't really use that, or that should go in a different place or whatever. So feedback from you guys is always appreciated as well. Again, I'll link to all this stuff down below. Appreciate using those links. And let me know what other videos you'll want to watch. Until next time, guys, take care.